Hey, Sheri. Welcome to the pod. It is great to see you. It's good to finally speak to you. How are you doing today? And what would
Great.
you like to talk about?
Hi, Rand. Thank you for having me. Before we get started, I would like to do a shout out
Oh, yeah.
for the International Dragon Fund for the Wrexham Food Bank. If you're on Twitter, you've probably seen us tweet about this, but if not, for those of you who are not, this is a campaign specifically for international fans of Wrexham. So since Rand and I are both international fans, and big chunk of you watching this are international fans, probably, I just want to make sure you know about this. So Jay from New York, who had the pleasure of meeting at the MK Dons match, he worked with the Wrexham Food Bank to establish this campaign just for us. And the idea is this is an opportunity for international supporters to give back to the community who has welcomed us with open arms. You know, they didn't have to do that, but they truly are amazing and welcoming. And also for you to make more of a direct impact to help the town. So when we go there, we spend our tourism dollars, and that's great. It does help the economy of the town. But these donations go directly to the people who need it most through the Wrexham Food Bank. And so if you would like to donate, this is the idea. It's like a virtual bucket collection. It's like if you're going to the match, they would have a bucket at the match and say, you know, please contribute. But if you're not at the match and you want to contribute, like most of us are not at the matches all the time, you can do this virtually through the website. There's going to be a link in the description below. Rand's going to put one there. Or you can just go to the website of the Wrexham Food Bank. And on the homepage there, you'll see a link to donate or give or help. And when you click on that link, you'll have an option to choose the International Dragons Fund. And that's the one. It sends you through to Just Giving, which is a platform that a lot of charities use. And you make your donation through there, and they receive it in 3 days. So they get it right away and it goes straight to them. And so it's a wonderful thing that Jay and I would just like to make sure that you please consider doing. If you can help, please help. This is a great way that you can give back to the amazing Wrexham community. So
Oh,
thank you, Ren,
yes.
for letting me do my spiel.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. That it's an incredible concept. It's an incredible outreach and charity and all of the yes involved.
Yeah.
Like you, like me, like so many of us, what else can we do? I mean, we're soaking up all of this Wrexham and we want to give back a little bit, maintain some type of the balance in the force. We are taking a bunch and we would like to give back and support. And yeah, so Jay on Twitter, it's Jay Upper East Side Hawk, I
That's
believe.
the one.
hmm
Yep.
and of course, Motels on Mars, plural. And you guys post a lot. I try to retweet whenever I see them for sure. And yeah, so anytime you guys see it or just search it out, I'll have the link down here. Definitely give if you can. And is there a minimum requirement of a minimum donation amount?
No, and I believe you can just type in any amount you want, but they have increments like from $5, I think, up to $100. But you
Oh,
can type in whatever you want. And the food bank they give, they're tracking everything that comes from this campaign, and they give Jay periodic updates. And last we heard from them, they had received 1,600 pounds in the first week. So
yes.
I mean, it's incredible that people are really, they're really taking this seriously, chipping in. It is a fantastic way to just directly give back to them. So
Wow.
please consider it, everybody watching this.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That it's a beautiful thing. It baffles me. How do people think that the world is fucked? It's
Yeah.
there is so much beauty and so much love and so much warmth and compassion out there. I think we're just lucky to be here and lucky to be alive. This is an amazing time to be a Wrexham fan, amazing time to be an international Wrexham fan. What great opportunities to give back and to contribute and any amount. If it's something where you can donate your time and you don't have the money, repost those tweets,
Yeah.
go retweet them, re-X them, I'm not sure. But yeah, do what you can. Obviously, it's going to a great foundation. Yeah, I mean, if you could give money and you have a lot of money, go ahead, give that too. I will abstain from my franchise coffee shop and go ahead and, send what I would have spent otherwise somewhere. And that
There you
doesn't
go.
seem like a hard thing for me to do for something that's good and that I believe in. So yeah. Well, thanks for sharing that, Sherry. That's yeah, sharing Sherry. Yeah, 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 that's correct. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Rand.
Oh shoot. How does my sound?
It sounds good. I know what you mean, though. I watched your last video with Bryn, and it
Yeah.
was all warbly almost. So it sounds good to me.
Yeah, so what happened was I got this mic, which is made to record vocals with, very cheap. It was the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. And
Is this a you get what you pay for situation?
well, I'm not sure because I had it still set to the same settings I had for the other mic I was using. And evidently
Oh.
those were the wrong settings for the levels because it just came through and it's like wah 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 wah. Hello, Motel on Mars. Are there any
Plural,
reservations?
motels.
Oh,
As in,
motels.
as in a whole chain of them.
I forgot it was a franchise FC.
How are you, Ram?
Sherry from Colorado. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, but you and I just watched the match against Swindon Town, and I feel like I need to lie down, as our friends
Yes.
say across the pond. That was crazy.
Ironically, I made espresso after the match, so I'm a sadist. Let's
Yeah,
just say
exactly.
that. That was an incredible match. And then I saw that we're pretty close to tying the EFL history of highest scoring draw. 5-5 is just too short of the 6-6 record. So yeah, we
Well,
remain
next time.
we remain the greatest scoring team in League Two, and also the greatest to score against team in League Two. Let's go.
I'm learning it's just very exciting to be a Wrexham fan. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Exciting in all directions. Yes, it is. Well, I have you on today because I received, I mean, a million other reasons why I should have you on, but also I received a package. You were over there in Wrexham and were so gracious to meet up with the Declan Swans and procure me some fine merch, which I have so desperately been trying to get my hands on. Why don't you tell me about how that went?
I was actually, as far as the actual handoff of the merch, I was actually disappointed because it was Scoot's wife, Wendy, who was in the documentary, who was dropping it off to me. But she just happened to drop it off when we were out and about. So I didn't get to meet her, which I was sad about.
Oh,
But I did get to meet Scoot our first night in town. We went into the turf and he was just there with his family. Wendy wasn't with him, but and he was just like everyone in Wrexham. He was just so gracious and so welcoming. And, I would imagine by now maybe they're, tired of getting hounded for selfies and stuff. But he was just like, yeah, sure, sit down with us, have a pint. And it was just so nice. So they dropped off or Wendy dropped off the shirts. I took them home with me, and it's funny, when I went to mail them from my local post office, I'm in line, and this is a small town in the mountains of Colorado, and I'm in line, and the guy next to me has a Wrexham shirt on. We're massive in a small town in
Wrexham,
Colorado where
Wrexham.
you
Yes,
think you're the only Wrexham fan. And I turn and look at the guys next to me, and I said, look at this package. These are Declan Swan shirts that I'm mailing out right now. And
that is
it's just nuts.
amazing. Yeah,
Just nuts.
I mean, for the people in Wrexham, it's mind blowing for them. But then for us too, walking around, I put up a video, I don't know, 2 months ago, I think I put the video out. And I was just walking from one bar to another bar with my kid on, and two people stopped me and were like, "Hey, Wrexham, yeah, let's go. What do you think's gonna happen in the next season?" It's just amazing for that to happen. It's good
Yeah.
when you know that there's more of your people out there in the world.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, I got on board early in terms of post documentary people.
Mm.
And at the time, it just hadn't caught on yet. And back then, I kind of was just wishing somebody would. I'd go to the grocery store and hoping that somebody would say something to me in my shirt. And back then, nobody did. But it took some months for people to catch on. But now it's everywhere. I mean, we're just as surprised as everyone in Wrexham. So it's nuts.
Yeah, and just like me, when I jumped on and then started my process of I've got to watch all these games, and then found out that hey, you can listen to the games, and then started listening to them, and they were saying hashtag Ask Wrexham. I had no clue what that even meant, so I'm looking around. I'm like, what is hashtag? I googled hashtag Ask Wrexham, and then eventually found that it was on Twitter, and I had this old defunct Twitter account that I created to watch like or follow a run event in like 2009, and I was like, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I can follow them on here, and I do clearly remember when I started following Motels on Mars just being mentioned repeatedly. So yeah.
Same. And you know what? I think it's funny because I think Mark loves to say beer, bear, beer.
Well, at
It,
first it
it
was a
seems
tongue
like
twister for him. So yeah.
it seems like every time he just kind of revels in saying it, and I just remember like every you were just all over that, and that's how we got to know each other, and then we met each other in person in Los
Yes.
Angeles
Yes.
and spent some awesome time together. And
Yeah.
we were like out to dinner and drinks with like the coolest Wrexham people.
Yeah.
I felt like a VIP.
Yeah, and seeing some behind the scene faces, and I will name drop. I had
Yeah.
met Wayne already when I went to Wrexham. Great guy. So, but there was other faces obviously that I hadn't met before, and it's so good to see the people that you've either interacted with or that you've followed, put a face to the name, and just find out that they're people just like everybody else,
Yeah.
and for better or for worse, they're just like all the rest of us with the good parts and the flaws. It's makes you feel welcomed and makes you feel accepted, because it's not the people of Wrexham are on the documentary somewhat celebrities to us, but
Right.
still very rooted to the ground, very accepting, very loving and compassionate
Yeah.
and welcoming.
Yeah, that's what I found when I was over there recently. And it's kind of what I expected them to be. They're just like they appear on the documentary, and they're just so kind, just so with their time, they're happy to stop for a selfie, and chat with me for a few minutes. And I ran across a few people just randomly from the documentary, which was awesome. And then when I was at the club shop, I didn't even plan it this way. I just happened to be there right as the team was coming back from practice. So I got to, meet most of the team too, and Phil Parkinson. And I was just kind of blown away by all that, because they were all, of course they're nice, and I don't know why I was expecting anything different, but I was still just like, wow, these people are really, everybody's just so nice and accommodating and kind. It's just, I had a blast. I just love everybody we met. And those are just the celebrities. We would be out and about in the pub and restaurants, and just out of nowhere people would come and say hi to us, chat with us. They would buy us pints, and it was just so much fun. It just such everybody we met in that town was wonderful and just generous, and I can't wait to go back.
That is that's
Like buy a
amazing.
house,
I
maybe keep
had
sheep.
yeah. I had the same experience, and I didn't know if it was because of my nom de plume that Beer Bear Beer that when I went into places that it was hard for me to buy my own beer for myself. And I just didn't know if my reputation as an alcoholic was showing its ugly face across the pond. But yeah, everybody's so welcoming. The register, the bells weren't clicking quite yet. And then, of course, Mike the ref. I don't know if you met him while you were over there. Just an outstanding guy. I wish I would have spent more time with him. Mike the ref, if you ever watch this or hear about this, I want to spend more time with you, sir. If either you're coming over here to the US or when we come back over there, your beers are on me, sir. Don't you dare do this again. But yeah, that experience.
It's funny that I just reached out to him a few days ago and told him that I was sorry that I missed him when I was over there.
Mm,
Because he was one of the first, he was the first person when I said I was going over there who reached out to me and offered help and, recommendations and rides and anything that I need. And I just, first of all, that just blows me away that somebody would reach out to a stranger and say, hey, while you're in town, I can give you a ride.
yeah.
But then, on top of that, knowing who he is and also, we've chatted before and everything, just random. I love his recurring segments in Dragonheart at the animal sanctuary.
Oh, yes.
I love that so much. I was telling him that I next time we go over there, I want to visit that animal sanctuary
Yeah.
because we're animals people and we just love it. But anyway,
Oh,
yes.
oh, of course. I mean, it's one story. These are just a few stories that we have, and it's repeated. I mean, this is happening literally for everybody that goes over there, are just getting the biggest welcome and the warmest welcome. I mean, quite frankly, the best dollars that you could spend is taking a trip to Wrexham, bar none. Like, that is the best. Are you down on your luck? Are you feeling bad about yourself? Do you suffer from anxiety and depression? Well, I have a wonder pill for you. For just 4 installments of $9.99, you too could feel like a superstar. Yeah.
Or if it's a drug commercial, side effects include hangovers, depression when you get back home.
The freshman 15 pounds being placed back on. Yes. I came back, no kidding, maybe 20 pounds heavier than
Oh.
last I had weighed myself. Now, I hadn't weighed myself in a couple of months, so I was doing some of that homework on my own. But also, I didn't scare away from a drink, from food, anything that was offered. If it shall go in this gullet, it shall go down. And yeah, I had a great time. Yeah.
What was the best thing you ate there? Because for us, we went to the Lemon Tree for dinner one
Hmm.
night,
Hmm.
and we had gazpacho and sea bass, and both of those things were the best we have ever had in our lives anywhere.
Wow.
I was just like, wow, this is really, really good food.
Okay, so Rob Davis took me and Anna down the coast, and he took us to Conwy, and great castle to go through. We're walking down on the like docks area, and I said, "Hey, I want some fish and chips. What's the best fish and chip shop?" And he said, "I mean, we're right by the water. You can't really make a mistake here." So we just went into the place that had a little bit of a line, but not the crazy line. Went and got it, salt and vinegar. It's the way to go. Outstanding. Outstanding. I don't eat a lot in one sitting, and I finished it. There was no way I wasn't. It was outstanding. And that probably was the thing that's been on my mind the most, coming back and not having access to that same caliber of fish and chips. Like,
Mm.
that's probably it for me. The other big surprise was when I went in the Notts County game, name dropping.
Lucky
Sean went,
bastard.
yeah. Sean went down and he's like, "Hey, have you had a pie here before?" And I'm like, "No, of course not." And so he went and got pies, and he brought back a pie. I took one bite and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like this meat pie is so good." I kind of, off of the UK reputation of not having flavorful food, I was,
Hmm.
hedging my bets with it. And I was going to be polite no matter what. Probably would have said, "Hey, it's good," even if it wasn't. But I took the bite and I'm like, mm, mm. It was so good. It was so good. And that was probably, now the atmosphere, everything added to the pellet. So I'm not sure if that's the best meat pie I was going to taste. And I did want to get it from that one, what is it called? The Pied Piper?
The Pied Piper.
Yes, yes, I wanted to, but I just didn't have time. There was so many things that, like you said, so many things that local people had already invited us to, and
Mm-hmm.
we didn't want to miss any of that. And none of those things were at the Pied Piper or around there. So it just wasn't there. But I mean, it's not like, once we spent the first 5 minutes there, right when we got in, I guess another shout out, Matt Smith, a local who happened to be doing some work out of town. I flew into Liverpool and he said, "Hey, I'm coming right by there and heading back to Wrexham. I'll just pick you up from the airport." And so we
Nice.
picked up, didn't expect any money or anything like that. So I brought out some beer and I gave him a 2-year aged Canadian breakfast stout by Founders, and one of my favorite beers. And that's how much I was grateful. I was like, "Look, if you won't take money, have one of these beers, please, sir." I hope he enjoyed it. He said he enjoyed it. He said he liked it. I hope so. Matt Smith, if you ever watch this or anything, amazing man. Thank you so much. And then right when we got in, we went and met Mark, Che, and Bill at the bowling green. And that was just a great way to start off the trip too, because sitting there talking to these legends, hearing these stories, having a good pint in a traditional Wrexham pub, it was amazing. And you're sitting there like, I'm coming back, no matter how it happens, how much I have to save, how much ramen I need to eat, and not good ramen, top ramen I need to eat over this next year. I will be going back. Yeah, but
Absolutely. And,
yeah.
and and when you go back, you do have to get to the Pied Piper because
Yeah.
we stopped by there in I don't know if I'm saying this right. Taipab is the name of like
Oh
the
yeah. Yeah.
shopping and
Hmm.
cultural center where it's
Yeah.
located. We were in there and we had just eaten something. And so I just went over and was looking at the pies and he recognized me. I want to say Phil Jones is his name. I might have that wrong. But he recognized me and he's like, "Oh," I said, "I if I had not just eaten, I would definitely be getting a pie because I want one while I'm here." And he's like, "Oh, here, take one with you," And I'm like, "What?" And he wouldn't let us pay for it.
Oh my goodness.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was like that everywhere, and I'm just kind of blown away by the generosity. Just everywhere we went, people were so. It just seems like it's a cultural difference. I mean, I know that like here in the US, there are some places, especially small towns, where everybody's very helpful and welcoming. But just like in general, I just don't feel like we're like that. I feel like that's special.
Yeah, I
I
think
just
I think it's a
was blown away.
special pocket in a special place of time, and
Yeah.
we do have great hospitality here in the U.S. too. I travel a lot in the U.S. That's one of the things. Like every summer, I like to go on road trips, and I've had experiences that were akin to the level of the experience
Mm.
of Wrexham, minus the getting noticed and people knowing who I was, but. I've had some great experiences in some small towns. Shout out to Springfield, Illinois, blew a tire there and they opened up the shop after hours because it's so small. Let me into the drive-in to watch a movie while my tire was getting fixed at night. Didn't have to pay for it. And also gifted me beer and pizza. The same thing. Wouldn't take no for an answer. It's like I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not hungry. I was hungry, but I was trying to be polite." But yeah, no, I've had that experience over here. I think one of the biggest differences is that there's this specialness of Wrexham with right now is a time where something special and magical is going on. The people in the town know it. We who get to visit or get a glimpse at watching some of the things there get to know it. And I think the beautiful thing about that and the beautiful thing about human nature is that when something good is going, people want to share it with others and not just keep
Yeah.
it to themselves. And it really speaks to the brighter side of humanity, as dark as people may paint it to be. It's not that dark. And there are some beautiful times, beautiful people, and beautiful interactions. And we all don't have to be the world famous flag bearer of Wrexham motels on Mars. It can happen to us all. If you
I think
just
I think people
believe.
I think people are sick of seeing me and my flag, to be
Get out of
honest.
here. Are you kidding me?
There's there's no more articles. There's nothing else to write about. It's done.
What, today? It's gonna just wait till next week.
I just love talking about Wrexham. I was just so excited. So like every time somebody would say, like when at the LA match, well,
Hmm.
USA Today, did you see that? Did you see I
Hmm.
was on
Yeah,
USA Today?
yeah.
Yeah. So they like the guy comes over to me, the reporter, and he's like, "Hey, we're looking for people who seem to be really passionate about this, and we saw you, and come talk to me." I'm like, "Sure." I'm always just like, "Sure, I'd love to talk about Wrexham." So, but there's nothing, no more. It's done.
For now.
But I think the people who are that sick of seeing me probably are not watching this right now, because then they
Yeah.
would have just clicked
Well, you
off.
are a litmus test for the world. If somebody has a problem with Sheri and does not absolutely fall in love with her, you need to
Oh,
ask yourself some questions. What are you
uh,
doing wrong in life? And what do you need to do to change your perspective? Because it's got to be miserable where you're living in that mind.
stop. Keep going. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But no,
just,
when I
just
met
kidding.
you, what, within moments of, I mean, in person meeting you, within moments, it felt like I'd known you forever. It felt like family. It just, you are such a warm and welcoming person, and you ooze with this jubilation and positivity that's infectious. And so,
Ah,
like, all credit go your way. I'm sure that you will see more of Sheri on articles, on interviews, because I mean, why not? That's the opposition to that is a dark world, and we'll see more of you. 100%.
it's Sheri or a dark world. You choose.
100%. Coming at a theater near you.
You know what? You reminded me when we first met in LA. We first met at the promo event for
Mhm.
Betty Boo's. That it was very short notice that they announced that it was in the middle of a weekday, and it was in a liquor store. So
Yeah.
it didn't get a lot of people. I mean, how maybe like 100 people in line. I think maybe
Yeah,
not
yeah,
even.
around there. Around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, those hats that we got are very rare.
Oh yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. Oh
Do you
yeah.
have
I
your
have
hat
mine
in
on
your
the
back?
rack. I have it on the
My,
rack over there, but yeah,
mine's right there, hanging on
I see
hanging
it.
on the
I see
rack.
it.
It's think about that. I was thinking about that the other day. It was like, there's probably only they don't sell those. There's probably only a handful of people who got those hats. And JJ signed mine. So I gotta say, like of all of my current Wrexham possessions, not the historical ones, but the current ones, that's probably the coolest, most valuable thing.
Yeah,
That
and
was
that's
pretty
where I got
unique.
those signature. Well, not all of them, but I
Yeah,
got the three from JJ,
on those
Youngie,
two.
and Leighton on the back, and then a couple more at the match. But yeah, yeah,
Nice.
that was a good event. And to be fair, I was already at that liquor store, and it just so happened to be that at the same time there was an event that showed up, and it looked like I had an inside scoop to it, but no, I was doing the
We're
Lord's
just there
work.
loading up,
Yes, yes.
preparing for the match.
Yeah, it got that there the sparkling tequila right there.
Oh, nice. So
I think
you haven't tasted it yet?
no, no. I'm not a big liquor drinker. I do like beer or love beer. I'm not really too big on the hard liquor. So it's just gonna sit up there, and yeah, it's a good decoration to have.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Well, and I oftentimes buy a lot of beer that I intend to age. So buying something and not drinking it immediate is regular for me. That's status quo.
Oh, good for you. You would get along with my husband. Oh, you know what? We have been rambling on.
Oh, I've met Juliano. He's a great guy. Had a good time with him.
But yeah, I know, but I mean about the beer
Oh
specifically,
yeah,
because
yeah.
he does the yeah. So I'm sorry, we've been rambling on, and you are dying to open your
I know.
package.
I have been waiting patiently. It was Christmas morning, and mom and dad said, we need to eat first. And I respected their wishes. So,
Oh dear.
yes, yes, yes. I do have the package. I'm gonna go ahead and open it now. This is
Did you see what I
the
wrote on it?
up the I can't I have to bleep out that middle part, but up the town. with a smiley face. No, Sheri did not put any expletives
We
on the
should
outside
have.
of a wrapper.
We should have. I wonder if there's like any federal laws that they won't mail a package with like curse words on the outside.
That's a good. I'm glad you didn't gamble this away. All right, so I am opening nice bubble wrapping. Thank you, thank you. Oh yeah,
You're gonna have to put a skip to in your video for all the people want to skip over our randomness until we get to this point. Oh, look, yep, that's
Oh
it. I did
yeah.
not open it, by the way. This is
Oh, this is how it came.
yeah, that's how it came. I haven't looked inside.
Okay, well I don't know how loud this wrapping is, but okay. Oh my goodness.
Let's see.
That's a tote.
You got it. Oh, nice.
That is a tote.
Bonus.
Oh, yes. See, I get high pitch when I'm excited. Yes. Okay.
To both of us.
I am going into the bag now. Let me cure some of these things. Oh, yes. Okay. So, first up, we have
Oh, nice.
a
Yeah, I
Declan
like that one.
Swans shirt.
That's a great color.
It's a good deep forest green. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. As talking on with Michael Starkey yesterday on the space he was hosting. Yes. Yes. He is infectious. Okay. Oh, yes.
Let's see. Oh, nice.
Let me bring that a little closer.
Oh, that's when they opened for Kings of Leon. Oh,
Yes.
fantastic.
Oh, that is oh yeah. These are some good shirts. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That one there is really special.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh. This is
I can't say. I have to take it out of the.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take them out. I'm not the person that saves wrapping paper. I just manhandle this stuff. So
You're more fun at Christmas. Just
okay.
some people like wanna, Oh,
2 pins.
Okay, what is it?
2 pins. Let me
You have
bring
to hold them up to the
close.
camera. Yeah. Gotta focus.
Get the focus on there.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, I see. It's like the logo. Whoa, with Wrexham at the top. Nice.
Yeah, and the Deadpool and oh yeah.
Oh, now I see. Okay,
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's cool.
That is super cool. And then let's get this other one here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh
nice.
Yeah. Now I know that pins are big over there. You got one from somebody or got a few from some people, right?
I did. I would love to share them with you, but is that everything in your package? No.
One more thing.
Okay.
And for all you classicos, I will say.
Oh.
This here, I believe, is a 45.
Is it a 45? Yeah.
I believe it's a 45. It is a pressed vinyl. I believe a 45 because obviously a 33 and a third isn't going to fit in this small packaging. For the people that
was that in the package?
It was.
They must have wrapped it really well because we were not careful with our luggage, and if I had known that, I would have put it in a box, not a bag. Wow.
It was in between naturey goodness shirts, and it did its job. Let me take this out. Oh yes. Now Sheri. I do. I do have a turntable record player. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember 45s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember the little insert that you put into the center?
The insert, yeah.
Surprisingly, this 45 it's made with the small hole like the 33 and a third.
It's made like the 33. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull it out because
cool.
Obviously you've got to see the grooves. Whenever you see vinyl, you have to.
Oh yeah. You have to appreciate the grooves. Oh, that is so cool. What's on the B side?
Okay, so we have It's Always Sunny in Wrexham, side A, and it says Always Sunny in Wrexham on the back. So it looks like one side is pressed.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
which that's all you need.
Oh, but that's
That is
cool.
that is amazing.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
I
Oh,
grew yeah, I grew up with 45s. I even had a couple old, what were they, 76s? Before 45s, before 33s. There was one before that. Because
I
I'm
didn't know.
old. I'm dating myself. I'm almost 50 years old. I grew up with records.
Yeah, I used to want to be a DJ, so I still
Aw.
have a great bit of vinyl. And yeah, the 45s, my mom has a huge collection of 45s that was her way of listening to music. And
Yeah.
she still has a good amount of them. Luckily, we never got rid of them through the years, so that's good. But yeah,
There's something so special about the crackle, of a record. It's just,
mm-hmm.
I just love it.
Yeah,
It's been a while. That's so awesome.
that is amazing. So I thank you for bringing that back
That's my
stateside.
pleasure. I'm
And then
glad you
also
got a record. I didn't think we'd be able to get one back to you unbroken in our carry-on.
that that is the icing on the cake. It was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you, Wendy, for the coordination and the drop off with you. And unfortunately, you didn't get the full Declan Swans meetup, but that's next time, right? That's the next time.
Next time. There's a lot of people I missed this time that I want to see next time. So
That chapter has been completed, and I am so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank
it
you.
was my pleasure.
Yeah.
No big deal. We just put it in our suitcase. So, oh, that's great.
Humility, but thank you so much, so much. Okay, so you went over and you had a care package or care package of sorts that was bequeathed to you as well.
I did. So, yes. So I was very, very fortunate to meet with Mark Griffiths and Bill Long at Bank Street Social. We
I
met and
love
had some
them.
coffee and then a beer and exchanged gifts. So I gave them the flag. And also, I gave them this huge box that was basically like an entire carry on stuffed full of junk food. Which they have been slowly starting to kind of crack open and sample some of these junk foods. And I got that idea from a blog post I saw from a woman, an expat American living in the UK. She made a blog post about all the stuff that she can't find there. So
Mm.
I thought, okay, well, I'll just buy a bunch of stuff from this list and take it over. And if they're gonna just do like one or two things per game, it's gonna last a long time because there's a lot of crap and
It's gonna be a long season.
there's a lot of crap in there that's not very good. So I would say that in the exchange, I got the better deal here because what Mark gave me was a handful. See, I'm just at the beginning of my journey into learning Wrexham history. So it's taken me a year to learn about football, to learn about the football pyramid, to learn about current day Wrexham. I am just starting to learn about Wrexham history. And so it's perfect timing because Mark gave me a whole bunch of programs from his
Yes.
collection that date back to, I think the oldest one is 1982.
Nice. Nice.
And this a couple newspaper features on Wrexham. One of them that looks really interesting, and this is where I'm going to start. This is from 2014 in the Daily Post. This is a 150 years of Wrexham, basically a whole insert or maybe a whole special edition. I'm not sure. But it goes over amazing things like 10 great matches, 10 who made it big in the best ever 11 for 150 years of Wrexham. So I
Oh,
thought, well, this is fantastic for somebody who doesn't really know where to start. And so I'm going to savor these programs. I'm going to maybe read one a week or one every 2 weeks. And for everyone I read, I'm going to do some research about the match and the players and hopefully find some videos those. So that was just such a wonderful surprise because we love to give things to them. We don't expect anything in return. I wasn't expecting anything. So I thought that was really, really nice. And the other amazing gift that I got when I was there is from my friend Nick, who I met on Twitter, but had never met in person. And he reached out to me because he saw the article about me in the Leader. Where is it? Here, right here. And
wait, hold it back up. Hold it back. Sheri from the States is set to support the Reds. Yes, she is.
And then there's like it's nuts. There's a whole article in here. It's nuts. So someone from the Leader they reached out to me and they were asking me about this and I answered their questions and I didn't know that it had been published. So
that's awesome.
He reached out to me and said, "Hey, I got this. I'll save you a copy. So when you come over, you can have a copy to take home with you." And then to my surprise, so I was expecting the copy of that, and he left a package at the hotel. So to my surprise, when I get this package, it's not just that article. It is a smorgasbord of amazing, amazing things from his collection. So first of all, there's a beanie, right? I mean, that's just awesome enough, right? Then look at this one. This one's killing me. This is from 2014. It's a Rockin' Robin scarf. I mean, this is come on.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Oh my goodness. That is awesome.
Come on. This is incredible.
Wow. And we just played the Robins.
Yeah, so. I know. That's right. By the way, this mascot is adorable.
That is an amazing. That's a great emoji that could be everywhere.
And then he gave me some pins. Like you said, pins are big over there. So we've got the US and Wales.
Oh, yeah.
We've got this one. This is great. This is season ticket holder 2014 and 2015, which is pretty awesome. I think I saw when they were sending out the season tickets, they always send something small with it, like a magnet or a pin or something. So this must have been what they sent out with the season ticket that year. And then of all the things he sent me, he said, this is the most special. So this is a pin of a kit, of a Wrexham kit.
The Adidas kit.
The Adidas kit from circa 1979.
Oh, 1979. Okay, yeah.
And he told me that not only was this like one of the best kits they ever had, but it was during a time when they had a really good team. And it's hard to find photos of this, let alone video footage. But he had one of Dixie McNeil wearing this kit because he was a player at the time. And Dixie McNeil, I'm just starting my Wrexham history. He was a great player, and then he became a manager for Wrexham, and now he is the club president, which is like I think I read that it's an honorary position. I'm not sure. He probably just does whatever he wants. He's earned that. He just contributes however he wants to contribute. But this pin, the pin itself, I'm not sure what year the pin was made, but it was a very limited run of the pin for a very special shirt from a very special year. And so this was like the most unique and valuable thing that he gave me, which I think is awesome. And we had this whole discussion about Wrexham and light blue shirts, light blue kit. And it's like a running theme. Wrexham's had a lot of light blue kits. So when I at first glance, I thought it was like last year's kit. I'm like, no, that's Adidas. That's not even.
It was stripes down and the Adidas logo. Yeah.
So I learned a little bit there, and then in addition to all that, he also gave me a bunch of programs dating back to 1980 is the oldest one. So I have so many incredible gifts that are just like it's so special to have this part of history.
Yeah.
And then to have it given to you by, from people's personal collections that they want to share their passion with you. And it's just so special, I think, that they wanted to give me these things. And so I cherish them and I'm so grateful for them. And I'm just kind of blown away by the generosity of it all.
Yeah. How could you not? That is absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You deserve it. Because you are a great, passionate fan. I am so happy for you. That is an amazing thing. I don't know. Do you know what are the pins used for? Is this something that goes onto hats, scarves, shirts? Like, where do the pins go? Do you know?
That's a good question. I've seen them on bucket hats a lot.
Okay, yeah, okay. On the bucket hat, okay.
But I don't know, maybe there's somewhere else that they put them. I got myself a pin with the crest in the club shop, and then I have a pin similar to this one that's got the Colorado flag and the Welsh flag,
Oh,
from my friend John, who lives here in Colorado, in a couple hours away in Colorado Springs, and I have those on my baseball hat.
okay.
So I mean, they're good. They're good for hats, but I don't know where else you would put them.
That makes
Well,
sense because I have seen that now that you said it, the bucket hats being adorned with different pins and weird stuff too, not just pins. But yeah, yeah, for sure. I received a thing from Mark when I was out there too.
what'd you get? For
It
Ran
it was also a good amount
programs.
of programs.
Oh my God! I
So
wonder, like, does he have a warehouse full of programs? And maybe Mrs. Griffiths is like, you got to get rid of these programs.
it's
Start giving
like
them to your international fans.
it's like you were there at his house and
No.
Emma described to
Oh.
you that. But yeah, there's some great ones here.
What have you got?
We've got I can't, it's hard to hold, but let me
That's a
fan them
lot.
out. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
look at that. Look at that there. Oh yeah. Oh. This is the professionalism that anybody that will tune into this came for. Me to awkwardly hold arm over mic stand as I
You
guess
know
if
what,
it's in
Ren?
frame or not.
If anybody has made it this far, they're not going to care. Like,
Yes.
who is going to be listening to us this long?
Oh,
Ramble on.
in all fairness, say hello to my mom, you know. She's she will watch this all the way through. So, hey
Hi,
mom,
Ran's mom.
I
Your
love
son
you.
is wonderful.
I love you,
Oh,
mom.
you know what? I wanted to, there's two things that I wanted to say at the beginning of this video, and here I
Yes.
am remembering them after we've talked about everything we wanted to talk about. The first thing, you should cut this part and stick it at the beginning
Yes.
because
Okay, okay.
um, so I'll say, first of all, Ran, thank you for having me on your
Oh, wait,
podcast.
wait. Is that what we're doing? Hold on. Let me run that back. Hold on one second.
You don't
Hey,
have to. You don't have to.
Sheri,
No,
great to see you. It's great for you to join today. What brings you here
I
today?
snorted. Um, no. In all seriousness, I did
Yes.
want to tell you at the beginning, and we just started talking like we do, how much I love your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is really such a wonderful idea. You've got all of these new international fans, and maybe new fans even in the UK who are unfamiliar with League Two, and we want to know about who we're playing. So your podcast is so interesting. It's like you're fulfilling such a need that we have right now for a specific audience, and I think that it's wonderful. And the guests you've had so far, I've learned so much. I loved Bryn on the last one. He was amazing. And of course, Mark, he's an encyclopedia of knowledge, and Bill. And so it's like, it's really, really a great idea. And I look forward to the rest of them.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for doing that, because
Thank you.
it's
I
really
held back the tears. Like if Sheri enjoys this, I'm doing something right.
thumbs up.
No, it's,
Double.
sincerely thank you. And I guess I just didn't really talk about it too much. I just started doing it. But basically, when I started following Wrexham, there were things that I was looking for, and I didn't find exactly what I was looking for. And that was that like really basic, really beginners, entry level into the mundane, and what experienced fans, I assume, would find boring. Things that they're not going to bog themselves doing, covering each time. It'd be like starting a podcast and then explaining what a podcast was. Like that's not for everybody. And it is amazing that there is value for others. I was extremely hesitant on Twitter of ever posting my picture for the first time. I mean, I don't even have my name on there. And I was really like, hey, this is a team. This is something something you follow. Don't make it about yourself. So I've been getting more comfortable as time goes on. That there was that thing of, if it was just for me, I would have just done the research and that would have been fine. But there was a thing of like, hey, there's a lot of new fans that are coming in every day, and maybe this could be useful and find some value for other people. It may not seem like I have stage fright, but I have an incredible, tremendous amount of stage fright, and it is scary putting yourself out there. But yeah, I am so glad there is value for people.
You're doing a great job, and you're a natural interviewer. I really like how, the questions that you ask are excellent. And I really like how you just give the people you're interviewing the freedom to kind of go where they want to go with it. So for example, in that one that you did with Bryn, he went on a few, I don't want to call them tangents, but they were so interesting with stuff that I didn't know about, Wrexham or the football league in general. And that's because you let him go there, and it was fascinating, and I really love it. So I look forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
And now, are you just going to do each one once? Since we play everybody twice, is it just once for each one, or are you going to do a different look?
If I said I had a complete plan right now, I'd be lying. I mean, originally,
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, originally it was digging deep. That last one with Bryn with Swindon, there was a good amount of Swindon fans and supporters that jumped into the comments, and
in the comments,
yeah, and they were adding information, good background information, history, knowledge about rivalries and about the town, and that's something too that I was able to have Reese. Which, shout out to Reese, that is a good guy. If you don't follow Reese on YouTube, follow him on YouTube. He follows Wigan Athletic. He's a young guy, up and coming, wants to be a journalist, a broadcast journalist, and he's doing a great job himself. Having some other people from the other clubs sharing some more, because our side is the Wrexham perspective, but there's another deeper layer to that onion that exists out there. And if people are interested, I'm interested. If other people are interested too, those are good deep dives to go into. And what better but like sharing the positivity? What better to share in that wealth of knowledge and to be partners in crime as opposed to always adversaries. But yeah, speaking of things that we should talk about, thank you for all of the compliments. Thank you for all of the compliments. But speaking of a very important thing that, Sheri, you have great knowledge and I'd like to hear more about, is the bucket drive, or the food drive for the Wrexham Food Bank. If you want to go ahead, and the stage is yours, go ahead.
Yes, thank you for asking. And this is one maybe you could cut and put at the beginning.
Wait. I feel like I'm in the middle of a Twilight Zone Two Beards podcast. This is getting out of control.
Those guys are so funny.
Oh my God,
love
they are.
them.
They're hilarious.
I'm addicted to Wrexham podcasts. I will watch Wrexham podcasts all day, and I may not watch every single episode of every single podcast, but I've sampled all of them at least. And the Two Beards guys, they're really funny.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. I enjoy them.
And I love how they let it get away, and they just go with it. It's like improv 101. Yes, and it is beautiful. But I mean, okay,
we're learning from them.
I'm game. We'll just restart this whole thing again. I don't know if well, this is just long, and maybe I'll cut out parts of it. I'm not sure. Maybe I will. But I did want to. There was one thing that I ran. There is
one person besides your mom who will watch this whole video.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know. There's somebody.
Do I know them by name? Is it my dad? Who's the other person? If it is, hi, Dad. How are you doing? But
do it for them.
Yeah. One more thing, and it's not like a gift or anything. It was just something that when we were talking before we restarted recording, I guess secret behind the Wizard of Oz's curtain, I grabbed something, and we were talking about how hard it was to get our hands on jerseys. I was complimenting yours, your black kit, and that I was unsuccessful. This right here is thanks to, oh gosh, no, I forgot his name, and I'm a horrible person.
You'll know it like 10 seconds after we hang up.
I know.
It happens
all the time. I'm just gonna say that I was gifted this, and then I will put his Twitter handle underneath here. he has a band, and it was called Miranda's something. And yeah, it's so he's a has a band and then also a person. So I'll throw it underneath here. His band link in the description. His band link right here too, and his regular Twitter. He was part of that duplicate order that they accidentally sent out, and it just so happened to be that his size and my size are the same. If it was his wife or whoever else he ordered a kit for, is the same size as Anna. So both of those just happened to work out. An error within the system became actually a treasure and a treasured gift. Now, leading up to that, because I couldn't get my hands on any, I decided to go the route of DHgate and get a knockoff. So let me grab that.
Okay. That's a
So here,
knockoff?
so this is the
No, it's
knockoff.
not.
This is the knockoff here. There are a few things that you'll notice. Okay, one, I'm going to put it up against, and you might see the color, you might not see the color.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it is a
is,
different shade.
yeah, it's more of an orange red than a deep, like true red that they're using. And then also
Oh, you
that
don't have the.
that right there, they align the crest with the United logo.
Oh,
On the real one, it's offset. So the crest is
yeah.
slightly offset. This Fanorama is a little bit larger. And then on the bottom, the stitching is not quite the same. The Macron logo is larger. And then the instead of it being embossed with the dragons on the background,
Is it well, it is, isn't it? It looks like it
it's not
is.
embossed, it's just in their printing method. So I
Oh.
assume this is just a digital print on in so all the design was just digitally printed instead of being embossed or and
But
then
Rand, that's a really good knockoff. I think that you'd have to be a real eagle eye fan to spot that.
it's the
Especially if you're
color.
not standing next to somebody else with the right one and then they would know the color. But like if you're just like wearing that in the store, nobody's gonna know that's a knockoff.
The cool thing about it, and I want to support the club as much as I can and do what I can. Desperate times. So I forked over the $22 or whatever it was, and I got the full set with the shorts and the socks. The socks are just regular white socks, but the shorts are pretty cool. And
Yeah.
I haven't had an occasion to wear the shorts, but the shorts are pretty cool. And that was probably like the best part of that whole thing was getting the shorts from the home kit. Yeah, that's not bad, but it is obviously the wrong color, the wrong shade. If you are around anybody else with a kit, yeah, it's the
Yeah.
wrong one. But
Yeah.
I'll gladly wear this to,
To the grocery
work in the
store.
yard or go on a hike or something like that. Yeah, I'll gladly wear it. Still showing off the team and supporting the team in something that I wouldn't mind. If that gets messed up, I don't care at all. If the real one got messed up, I mean, no, that was too precious to get my hands on. But yeah, I wanted to just show that weird difference between the two. I imagine there's going to be some people that are upset that I bought a knockoff. I don't know. Maybe there is,
Well, not.
but
I think they can only be upset if you could have bought a real one, but you can't.
it's true.
You know,
I couldn't get one. Yeah.
you can't. I have I have they're not knockoffs, but they're just not official merchandise. Like a Wrexham sweatshirt, a Wrexham t-shirt, a mug. I have a handful of things that I just got off of Amazon that are not official merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
If I were able to get those things from the club shop, I would have, but they were either sold out or not offered.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can fault you for getting a knockoff if you couldn't get the real thing. So
Well, also too, somebody made the mention, and this was a little bit of a contention with the children's kits being 90 pounds. And
mm,
you can get a whole children's kit from there for, under 20 pounds. And so
yeah,
if you
yeah.
can do that for your kid and make them happy, in something that they love and something they support, I mean, anybody that is parents out there, children aren't cheap. They they
Yeah.
take a certain amount of money. I don't know what it is in today dollars, but I remember hearing back before that you spend over $1 million like raising a child. And
Yep.
so, I mean, that's unfathomable to think that, that at some point in our lives over a series of time that we could be millionaires. That's a little insane. But if you can make a kid happy and you don't have to break the bank, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a moral quandary, but at the same time, where do we draw the line and what's acceptable? And if you're supporting the team, you're supporting the team.
Yeah.
In a tangent, HBO was very successful in their approach. When Game of Thrones launched, Game of Thrones made it an executive decision that they were not going to go after bootleggers and streamers online because they would get more of an audience by more people seeing their product. And they took a gamble, and the gamble paid off. People that watched online got caught up, and when the new season came out, more people bought subscriptions, and I think they were up like 30% or more on subscriptions from the year prior by not prosecuting and going after anybody. And so that was more people that wanted to see it the moment and the time that it was released. There are benefits, and there are ways that aren't just so clear, not so binary of a decision of right and wrong. And yeah, if you can't get yourself a hand on a kit, I don't know. Is it the worst thing?
For
Well,
sure.
Sheri, I don't know what else to cover and to say
I could chat
this
with you
time.
for like another hour or two
Oh,
if you want, but I don't think
yeah.
anybody's going to watch this
Yeah,
if we
no,
do.
we can still chat. I will just probably end it, is what I'm saying. So thank you so much for coming
You know what
on.
you have to do, Rand? You know what you have to do? There's this YouTuber that I watch sometimes, and they say, if you've made it to the end of this video, put a specific emoji in the comments.
Really? Okay,
So
what should they
give them an emoji to put in the comments.
that is you. What do you think?
Ah, fire. How about, okay,
Fire.
if you made it to the end of this video, comment down below with a fire emoji.
Yeah,
And
if
we'll
you've
see how
made it
many people actually made it this far.
so if you've made it this far, according to Motels on Mars, you shall put a fire emoji into the comment section. You will be invited into her exclusive group, the occupants of Mars, and you
Right.
will get your commemorative t-shirt, pin,
And
and
you'll get a free week stay at one of my motels on Mars.
ooh, ooh,
There you go.
that's a good deal. I'm commenting twice. I'm
Awesome.
going to create a burner account. Well, thank you, everybody. We're signing off. It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you so much, and bye.
Bye.
And then it fades to black. And then now it comes back on. Hey, welcome back. It's the after show. Welcome to the after show with Sheri and Rand, Beer on Mars. This is our new podcast. Thank you for joining us. For all of our special fans that have made it this far. you now know that my name is Rand. Her name is Sheri. We love Game of Thrones. We love adult beverages. We love buying knockoff
Yes.
things online. Vinyl enthusiasts. Yeah.
And
Tune in every
beer.
week.
Oh, wait, you
Yeah.
said adult beverages already. Mm.
Beer, beverages, whatever you want to say. I'm trying to appeal to a wider audience. I'm trying to hit all the
That's right.
markets out there.
I'm gonna crack,
Wait, what was
I'm
that?
gonna crack open a White Claw. So White Claw people,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Claw
crack open
Dog
a
over
White Claw
here.
right now.
Oh, the Claw Gang. All right, but yeah. Okay. I'm gonna end the recording now. And if anybody watches this, I'm sorry.